Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I have one of your favorite guests here with me today,
Hi.
Landry. This is my little trader. She has been with me on a few videos that I think, honestly, some of my most popular videos have been with you and the girls in it. So,
I am so flattered. So just need to get my sisters back on here. So
yes, we had someone the other day in one of my boot camps say that the whole reason that they started was they saw a video where I was training you and it gave them confidence that if you could learn it, that they could too. So you're changing lives.
Yay, okay, absolutely. Well, I am glad to help inspire, and I get inspired by her. So we get to all learn together.
And we are doing something really fun. Landry's going to do it with me. I am having a meet and greet with my community. I trade with over 1,500 people every day, and I lead them and teach them different ways to navigate the market. And we are having a meet and greet, and we're coming together, and Landry's going to get to meet everyone as well. So it's going to be
Yep.
really fun because it's like we're going to jump out of the computer, into reality where we actually get to see each other. I'm excited.
And I'm there. So I do content creation full time. And so I get to just go film her and film all of you that are coming to meet her. I get to grab some fun content of the weekend over in Texas. So we're so excited. And yeah, it's going to be a great weekend.
I'll show a highlight reel once we're done with that. But today, what we're going to talk about is something that I like to exploit in the trading community, and it's called volatility. So, volatility, what do you think that word means based on just the sound of it?
Volatility, I just think of, volume.
Right?
Got like lots of something.
Right. Do you think volatility is something staying stagnant, or would it be something erratic, bouncing up and down?
Bouncing up and down.
Okay, exactly. So one thing that causes volatility, there's a couple of things. Right now, the market's a little bit nervous, and there's something called the VIX. It's the volatility index.
Okay.
And anytime it's over 20, the market's nervous. The other day, when I made some of my best trades ever, it had jumped up to almost to 60, and I was making trades, and now all those trades are in great profit. But another thing that drives volatility is earnings. When a company is a publicly traded company, they have to share with all of the investors how they're performing every quarter.
Okay.
And this event causes volatility. And the reason it causes volatility is no one really knows. Did they have a good quarter? Did they have a bad quarter? And then even more important than that is what they're talking about when they're discussing their future plans and how they think the next quarter will play out. Because when people give money by buying a stock, they want to get a return on that investment. And so the reason it is more nerve-wracking to trade around an earnings report is the stock could fly up, it could fly down, you don't know. So that increased volatility is actually really good when you sell options like I do.
Nice.
Because you can capitalize on it. But you have to be careful, because I'm going to show you an example of a lot of trades I took, and I got significant premium because I'm taking a risk. But I'm going to show you what I did to bring that risk down, and then what that will mean for how much of that premium I collected, how much I'll be able to keep. So it's a pretty cool way to trade. It's a little unconventional, but that's what I like to do. I like to figure out ways to manipulate the market.
Awesome.
So the first thing I'm going to show you, Landry, is I'm going to show you how to evaluate if a company is worth doing this with. And it's going to be whether or not they're profitable. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use a Visa as my example.
Okay.
And then I'm going to show you all the trades I took.
That sounds good.
Okay, Landry, do you see all of this right here? It's pretty, isn't it? All the pretty colors?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Visa, and this is the analysis page. And so they actually just had their quarter one earnings. They beat it, which is good. I'm going to show you how that trade worked out for me. But here's how I evaluate if the company is a sound company. You see all these blue bars right here?
Mm-hmm.
This is the revenue that the company brings in. It's no different than with like you working, the revenue you bring into your personal account. Well, you see these yellow bars right here? This is how much they're keeping after their expenses. So you want to definitely see that this is positive. Some companies, especially if they're newer, you'll see this negative because they're not making any money. And so when you think about your own personal habits, I've even heard you say, I'm going to hold back on something because I want to save a little bit more. I don't have enough money. And so that's no different than what companies do. And we want to see that they are healthy companies, that they're using the money that's coming in wisely and that they're actually making a profit. And this yellow bar actually increasing is really good because it shows that their profits are continuing to increase. They're bringing more to the bottom line.
Gotcha.
So if I see that, I feel comfortable moving forward. Because in this situation, the worst thing that could happen is I actually get assigned the shares and I have to wait for recovery. So you want to make sure it's a healthy company. Otherwise, you could be what we call bag holding. So,
Gotcha.
okay. Now, the other thing, Landry, that we're going to look at is right here. It's the chart. So on most of these trades, one thing I did, and you know this from working with me, when I say you want to get a fair price for a stock, I like to look at this Bollinger Band right here. This is the 3-month band that I have this on. What is this number right down here at the bottom? It's kind of hard to see.
That's 310.
310. And so if I were going to buy stock and I was going to buy it low and sell it high, do you think this would be a good entry price for it?
Uh,
Right here at 310?
yes.
And why is that? Because then you'll get to enjoy it all the way up.
Right.
I call this the money elevator all the way to the top.
Okay.
So in a perfect setup, I'd get the shares at 310 and then I would sell them at 351. And then that would be, quite a bit of money in between that I got to keep.
Okay.
And so what I did when I am trading over earnings, I like to go to the bottom of the Bollinger Band for my entry in case the stock tanks after earnings. But I also like to go a little further out because I get compensated for going further out in time. If I were to try to put 310 as my sold put price just next week, I wouldn't get a lot of premium. But because there's so much that can happen between now and I chose September, I get compensated for that.
Okay.
And so in the scenario I'm going to show you, I basically went out to September and I said, I will buy Visa stock at 310 a share if on my expiration date in September it's 310 or lower. And I got paid a premium for that, but I got extra premium because I did it before the earnings, before anyone knew if it would be good or bad.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing to explain to you is I didn't just take this trade blindly. So let me look at possible outcomes so you'll fully understand what I did. If after earnings it was going to shoot up, then my 310 strike price would start to profit because the price action would be moving away from the price that I said I'd buy it. And then that means I get to keep more of that premium, okay? So I could get out of the contract early. If it went down after earnings, because if it came down this far, it will more than likely bounce because you see this 200 moving average right here. A lot of times this serves as support, and you can see it happened right here. Do you see here on April the 7th? This is when that volatility hit its height. It actually used this 200 moving average as support.
Gotcha.
And so there's a measure of safety in what I did because even if it comes down, more than likely I will not get assigned the shares because it will use this 307 as support and then bounce back up. Okay, so let me show you all the trades I made. And I shared these with my Discord members the other day when I made them. Look at all of this. Do you see
Wow.
all of this premium that I collected?
Wow.
I did this in 1 hour.
Wow.
Now, it took capital. I'm using margin, as you can see here. So it took a lot less than what you would typically need. So on my Visa one, for instance, I did the 305. I actually went below that Bollinger Band. I went 305 instead of 310. And this took a fraction of the money it would take to buy the shares because I'm using a more margin. There's a way to use margin safely. We'll save that for another topic. But I received $1,045 in premium. Now, I could wait until this contract expires and keep 100% of this, or I could buy it back early if the trade's working in my favor. So do you want to go check on the trade and see how it did?
Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go
That's
see.
so cool.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Okay, Lander, here is that particular trade. You can see I took it out on April the 28th. I sold it on April the 28th. And for it, I received $10.45 a share. So that's pretty good. There it is, $1,000.45. Today, just 2 days later, it's already in profit by 16%. And the reason is two things, really. One, the stock went up after earnings, so that was good. That helped. It got away from our strike price. But two, now that earnings is over and we know the outcome, the volatility came down a little. So those two things lower the price of that particular option. So what I could do if I wanted to, typically I'll wait till this gets to about 50%, which usually takes place in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks after earnings. I can usually get out of these at 50%, but I could, if I wanted to, have a great return and get out of this right now at 16% profit. And the way that would work is I would buy this contract back. So I was paid $10.45 for it, $1,045. I would give up 875 of that and keep the difference, which would be 170. Well, you may say, well, gosh, why don't you just hold on to it? Well, let me explain what happens when you get out of a contract early. It frees up all the money being held, and I can use it for another trade. So when you do this, you want to ensure that you're having at least a 30% annualized return on your money. So how much money it takes to generate something that if you were to repeat it over and over again in your trading, you'd have 30%. So let's do the math. You've got a computer?
Yep.
Okay, let's do the math. Here's how this will work. What you want to do is you want to take $170, because that's what we're keeping, and you want to divide it by the amount it took to put on this trade. So that would be $30,500. That equals 0.0055. Now, what you do is you multiply this by 100 to get the percentage. So that equals 0.55%. So there are 252 trading days in a year. So if we did this in 2 days, then what you would do is you would take that 0.55 and you would multiply it by, let's do 126, because that's going to give you the annualized rate.
Okay.
Okay, so what is that figure?
70.22%.
Perfect. So does that meet our 30% annualized return?
Yeah. Oh, it beyond meets it.
Yep,
That's
it does.
crazy.
Okay, so it meets that qualification, and we just made that kind of money in 2 days. Not bad at all. If I wanted to, I could release these funds and trade with them again, but I think I'll wait just a little while longer and let time work in my favor and wait for a few more days to cash this in.
Awesome.
This is why I'm able to get outsized returns. I find ways like this to exploit the options and use them in my favor for something like this. So now the money's freed up. I can put another trade on.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've got more earnings this week. Oh, and just to look, all of what I did, all of this is almost $10,000. So let's say that I wait till 50% and I'm going to get out of all of these. I will hold on to 5,000 of the almost 10,000 that I made. And then if I'm able to get out in a few weeks, then all that cash and margin being held, I can redeploy to new plays.
Whoa.
Isn't that
And just watch it grow.
Landry, thank you so much for spending time with the audience and me today. I hope that you learned something. What did you learn? What stood out to you?
That volatility is just something that you really have to pay attention to. Like, even if it's a kind of process that you're scared to take, like, just really look into it, because as we saw, that's a great, just like, return on your investment. Be bold with your decisions. Be smart, but be bold. So
that's it. Go in with confidence. And if you're shooting for the bottom of the Bollinger Band on a very safe company, you can go into these trades with a lot more confidence. And if you go in boldly, you'll make a lot of good money. Remember, if you're with me trading with Ashley,
there is no trader left behind.
That's right.
And to do it.
Oh, yes. Good luck, Bull. And if you want to watch one of the most popular videos I did with this little angel right here, you can watch that right here. I didn't even realize what an incredible return this is. Let's make sure it's right.
We just made sure 3 times. I think you're right.
Okay.